Well, good morning. It's the 1st of June. It's Al with you on Al's Electronic Shepshed Experience. And what I thought I'd do this week, well, in fact, for the next couple of weeks, we'll look back at what we've been up to. So I've been out and about, we've been interviewing people and, looking at the progress in and around Shepshed. Right, so we'll be looking back at Aldi, Steve Picker's interview I did over 3 weeks. Mega, when Steve and I get together, it's always a long chat. And to Jamie. But we're going to start with Neil Entwistle and the Shepshed air crash. And we'll look at little bits about what was behind it. Neil's theory is that the plane came down over this wall slightly up here, and it actually went down into the field there and it exploded. Neil will tell you the details about how and why it exploded, but let's turn around here. And the theory is that the plane came down over the house and from Charnwood Road in Shepshed, and it came over the house and followed this trajectory as where the camera is, and it came down in the opposite field. This is all theory. We'll talk to Neil about the wheres and wherefores and what he's found out and what people have said. Some of it will be true, some will be conjecture, but it'll be interesting. We'll listen to it and enjoy it. I hope some of you went to see the presentation at St Botolph's earlier this year. That was more of a whole story, and you've got that. I think you can get that online. I'll give you the details. But we're going to look at the guy who lost his life and all about his family. And
absolutely everything that happened to Charles's body from the point at which he died. It gives the exact location of the temporary grave at Madingley, the identity of the graves on either side as a double check, and one of the things in there were letters that the pilot's mother had sent to the quartermaster in the United States Army Air Force. And about a month after Eddie died, sorry, I'm using his. I've come to know him as Eddie. That was the name that he actually used. It was Charles Edward Burdick. Yeah. But she asked that her son be repatriated before the end of the war.
right.
But the Americans were never going to do that, because you imagine putting 4,000 bodies on a troop ship and it gets torpedoed in the middle of the Atlantic. They've lost them all over again. Yeah. So they did end up, unfortunately, Eddie's parents had a long wait, because Eddie died on the 24th of October 1944, and it wasn't until June 1948 that he was actually repatriated. Yeah. He was finally laid to rest on July 10th 1948 in Memory Gardens Cemetery. But I guess they just wanted him home. That was the reason he didn't have a military grave.
Because he was their only son, weren't
he was their only son, yeah. And it's obvious, and this is why his mother appeared in the Gazette. Yeah. She'd thrown herself into an organisation called the Gold Star Mothers in New York, and this was an association, a kind of early self-help group, if you will, yeah. For mothers that had lost sons, mainly sons, probably some daughters, yeah. As well, yeah. But children in the war effort. So that was her way of helping to cope, I think, with the loss of Eddie.
because I suppose, you know, it's bad enough losing a son fighting in the war, but to lose a son not fighting in the war must be doubly, what's the point type thing, you know?
It's a good point, Alan, and I mean, I've only recently looked at the dates involved here. Eddie finished his training in September 1944 at Melville Army Airfield in New Jersey. I know that he arrived in what they described as the European Theatre of Operations, which would be England. I think, although I can't say for sure, that he would have landed in Liverpool. And it was on the 4th of October, but I can't get the concrete data on that. But anyway, he's in England on the 4th of October. He goes to Jefferson Hall at Stone in Staffordshire, which is a sort of depot for distributing Army Air Force personnel to where they need to be going to. And he's there on the 7th of October, and he only arrives at Atcham.
Here's Mark Bradbury and the chair.
Take my hand, 'cause days of June.
Right, on we go. And in February, I put out a In Conversation with Al, and it was Steve Picker. And it's becoming an annual thing, this now, so we'll probably have him on at the end of the year with a catch-up. And we talked about this, that, life in general, and all that, really all that type of stuff. And where Steve thought he was, and all that type of thing. So we'll pick up the conversation, and I'll just ask him if he wished this was his job.
In all honesty, Al, I wish this was my job. Because, yes, I work in the building trade. I'm a pipe layer. So anything to do with sewage and stormwater, that's my area. But there's that many people doing this now. I mean, yes, I mean, of course, like you saying, you're right. You know, the problem is I don't see me how you and everyone else probably does. I mean, there'll be people out there that watch me and think, oh, I can't be doing with this blanket. I nearly said something else then. It's a good job. It ain't 9 o'clock yet. It's only 3 in the afternoon. Just turn 3, look. Yeah. But I am... Do you know what, mate? When I'm editing these videos, I watch them back, you know, and I think people won't... Surely people don't believe that. They don't... Surely they must think I put it on how sometimes passionate I get about things that other people might think is daft like a call, but I do. Yeah. Because I picture the scene. See, what you can't see on that camera... It's like the video I'm going to upload this weekend. It's not one of my best, in my opinion, but it's something. It's a bit of material, and it helps the old algorithm thingamybobs on that thing there. Yeah. On YouTube and that, etc. But at the end of the day, I suppose it's real and it's me on my own gallivanting through the undergrowth. But when I'm there, what we're doing, we're exploring this old watermill that even in the 1880s on the map was disused. Yeah. So it's been out of use for a good 140 years, something like that. Yeah. 150 years, let's say. But when I'm there, I can see people walking to it, and I can see, although the wheel's nowhere to be seen, I can see it. Yeah. And now nature's took it over. There's trees there. There's saplings growing there. It's like nothing ever happened unless you know what you're looking for. And that's what I love about it. It's because now the world, since these buildings existed, the world now has changed unbelievably. People are still the same, flesh and blood. But the clothes we wear, the technology we've got in his bedrooms, like what's in front of me now. I mean, can you imagine someone coming back from 150 years ago now, walking through Big Owl's portal there, into this room? They'd be like, what the bloody hell's going on here? What's all this here? What's that thing stuck in his face there? Oh, it's a microphone. Or what? A what phone? What's that? Yeah. This here, it's like these now. I mean, just so people know, I've got my phone in my hand, but... We take these for granted now. Now, these can be evil if you let them be. They can take your life over these phones. But the things you can do with this in the power of your own hand now, you know, when you think of photography, when you go back and look at photography, when that were invented, the rigmarole a photographer had taking a picture, you know, Big Al and Steve had to sit there still for ages. But we wouldn't have had a chance. We'd have been blurred because we can't shut up for 2 seconds. But now, I can take that instantly and get Big Al in HD. Yeah. And the world can experience Big Al in HD. You know, people won't, well, 10 seconds. 10 seconds. People won't believe it.
No, that's why I'm pleased that we're doing what we're doing, because, you know, when I was 14, I had a reel-to-reel tape recorder, tape hiss, and all that, and you got to shut up because there were no direct lines to mics and all that. And now I sit here, come full circle from being in my granddad's front room with his fantastic stereo and all his American music. Yeah. And I've come full circle now, and I'm drawing on that. Yeah. So, and I think that's another issue, isn't it? That you can draw on your past. Not
Well,
dwelling it, but
yeah.
you can draw on
Well, I
it.
think that's where my big passion for this video making comes from, because as we mentioned when I got here, when we was in studio kitchen, you know, it was a lovely cup of tea, by the way, as well, Al. Yeah, it was very nice, that was. But it, like Shep Shed now, where we are, I mean, it's an ever-expanding place. If it weren't for the M1, we'd most certainly get joined up with Loughborough one day, and maybe when I'm an old man and when I'm not here no more, it'd be just another city, wouldn't it? You know, Loughborough and Shep Shed. Yeah. But it got to me, as I mentioned to you in the kitchen earlier before we recorded, when I went down Tamworth Close off Conway Drive a couple of weeks back, and I said in that little video I made about the canal filling with water, you know, when I was a kid, when you got past Tamworth Close... Yeah. And down to the Ticko Lane Bridge on the Charmouth Forest Railway, you had this sense of being in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. And it's not like that anymore. It's not like that. And I always remember my mum, God bless her, she's not with us no more, but when she was a kid, she can remember the railway being put out of use, and when the tracks were took up, they used to go playing down there. And then you fast forward, Conway Drive and Anson Road are built. She can remember all that being built, she could. Yeah. But then I experienced the outskirts of Conway Drive, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now that's disappearing, that countryside, because I still can't get it in my head now. When I walked through White Horse Wood the other day, come out the other side, and they've tore the land up. And it was just... Yeah. Listen, like I've said, I work in the building trade. I've even worked on Ticko Lane myself for the company that I work for. I put the sewers in down there. So if there's any problems with them, ladies and gentlemen, you live in one of them houses, don't moan to me. Write to Al on a postcard. But you know, it really I never wanted to work on Ticko Lane. I hated it because at the back of the site office where the silos were for the brickies mortar, some willow trees where the brook is, we used to climb them trees. Yeah. And now we're encroaching on it with housing, and it's sad that one day we're going to be all the way along the Black Brook, near enough to where the Aki is now, and it'll happen. I'm very confident. I think there might have been some planning go through, but don't quote me on that, people. Don't come chasing after me with your pitchforks. But I think people are resigned to the fact that it'll happen. Money talks out in this world, unfortunately, and it's one of the big problems in life. You need it, but it's the centre of everything in the world, money, isn't it? Yeah. They always say follow the money.
Well, they do.
And you get your answers, don't you? Yeah. With near enough everything.
Yeah. Right, we're back top end of Leicester Road. This, those of you who know, was the old electric board years and years ago. And then sometime last year, Aldi put out some plans to actually build on this plot of land. It looks to me as though they've started. Get excited on any plot of land when you see that. That's the cabin. Once they start coming, you know you're in business. The chaps at the moment are taking down those fir trees, I believe. And so there's all that. The site to clear. We'll have a look at that later. All this building, by the way, is going to be pulled down. The demolition will start, I think, very soon. And then everything will be flattened. It's quite a big site, actually. You don't realise when there's property on it how big it is. So looking at the plans, which, may I say, don't always come to fruition because they change them, I'll try and map out where everything's going to be, but please don't take it as being, you know, the norm, because, as I say, being working for a building company nearly all my life, I know how things do change. But it's exciting. It means that if you can't get out of Shepshire, you haven't got transport, then this is going to be ideal for doing your shopping. But these crash barriers have been here months now, and I think we often wondered if they were ever going to start. But there's a lot of work to be done before, if you like, the steel gets put in. The ground has to be looked at and as you can see, vegetation cleared, and if you look right beyond there, there is a massive site. So looking at the plans, I thought the actual store was going to be from really where those railings end, where the housing is, and right back along there. I'm not sure where the entrance is going to be. It was on the plans to be down here where those cars are. Now whether here will be a proper roundabout, and looking at a store they've done in Leicester, then that's what they did. I think traffic lights might well be the best answer here, because cars come racing up Leicester Road, and I think traffic lights may be the best thing to do. Anyway, who am I? What do I know? I'm only a podcaster. So there you can see some plant already on there, and it's got the security curtains up, as I call them, and these guys are really clearing the site, and yeah, it's going to be quite exciting. There was on plans 2 more stores, drive-ins. I'm not sure what they are. The plans do actually tell us, but as I say, it can all change, so we're not sure. I think the store's going to go on that bit of land there, according to the plans, hence they're clearing the trees. It'll look so much different when the building's been put down. Demolition should be exciting time then. I'll keep my eyes and ears open, and we'll get up here and do some investigating. I don't think for one moment I'll be allowed in, but we'll have to see. Yeah, I think the store is going to go about here. If you've got an idea, if you've been in the new one up Shelthorpe, I'll give you an idea how big it is. It's going to be quite big, so looking forward to seeing it go up. And I think the entrance may be there. It may be on the main road. There's been a lot of things. There's nothing come out yet, so we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, that's part 1 of the Audi story, and as I say, I'll keep you informed with how it's going. Bye for now. Crikey, when you look back, hasn't that changed? Goodness. Probably later on in the year, or probably next year now, I'll put together a time-lapse video. You can see where and how everything's changed. But a lot of the speculation in my voice then, I didn't realise all that was happening. But it's great to be part of the journey. Right, we're going to finish now with Jim Robertson and Somewhere, and I'll be back next week with another look back at what's been going on Owl's electronic shipshed experience. Bye for now.
Beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me. My lover stands on golden sands and watches the ships that go sailing. Somewhere beyond the sea, she's there watching for me. If I could fly like birds on high, then straight to her arms I'd go sailing. It's far beyond the stars, it's just as before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea, and never again I'd go sailing. Beyond the shore we'll kiss just as before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea, and never again I'd go sailing. No more sailing, so long sailing, bye-bye sailing. No more sailing, bye-bye sailing.